Hi there, thank you for watching Director's Cut, the one and only TV talk show that features filmmakers who have been working relentlessly to bring you the best film and animation. And as many times when I talk to many filmmakers, they will always tell me they want to be maybe a director, but never ever I have came across to speak to a young filmmaker who is aspire to be an audio person. Let's do some math. Annually since 2015, there are about 45 to 60 films being produced in Malaysia and being shown in theatre. So that means it's about 45 to 60 directors being employed to direct those films. But at the same time, there should be around 3 times the numbers of audio persons being employed and hired to work on audio department. That means there are actually a lot of audio persons in need in the film industry, and they can actually work on many projects around the same year compared to directors who normally engage with a singular project throughout the year. So for today, we are very honored to have one of the very well-known location sound persons, Fauzan, who is going to talk to us about his experience working in films such as Polis Evo, Raw, Fly By Night and Redha, including one of the well-known documentary Dirty Money on Netflix. Hi Pojam, welcome to join us today. You are the first and so far the only audio person that we have ever invited on Director's Cut.
Hi Chong, very nice to meet you. I'm very honored to be here, to be sharing about what I do and all that. Yeah.
So out of so many roles in film, right? How
Yes.
and why did you pave your career in this sound department?
It all started after SPM because normally students after SPM we don't have anything to do, right? Because we've been studying for 11 years. So I started to play around with audio software, audio programs like Fruity Loops and all that. So
Wow.
I started looking into that, and then it's just something about audio engineering that kind of hooked me in lah. Because of course I'm sure everyone listens to music, right? So the idea of working inside the studio is very interesting to me. So when I play around with the audio software after SPM, a friend of mine suggested that I should look into audio engineering, and suddenly it just clicks like, hey, there is actually a career behind it. So I think I Googled it at the time to find out what are my options. So in Malaysia there are 2 colleges that offers audio engineering. One is Ocean Institute, I think, in Ampang, and one more is SAE Institute. So I selected SAE. It's short for School of Audio Engineering, and it's a worldwide franchise. So they have campus all over the world. So I applied there. Convinced my dad to let me go there. Applied, got in. Spent 2 years for a diploma. It was a diploma in audio technology. The initial goal was to work in a recording studio, but then I learned after I graduated that the pay for entry-level job in a studio pays really, really bad.
I see.
So I started to work in a recording studio on a part-time basis. While slowly doing some live sound engineering. So after 6 months of doing that, I have my ex-college mate that got me into, told me about a position that is available at his workplace. So he works in a audio post house that mainly does location sound recording for TV commercials and films. So I started there. The basic was alright. I got a shoot allowance and all that. So that was my first experience in the business. So that is how I got into sound recording, location sound recording. Yeah.
Interesting, because there are so many type of audio work, like recordists, mixer, boom operators. Do you mind share with us what are those differences between them? Probably for our audience, so that they can get some ideas, and probably in one day they might become one of your staff.
For location sound, we have three. We normally have a team of 3 person. So the entry level is a utility sound technician. So this person is to assist the boom operator and the sound mixer to control all set noise issues, handle media transfer or music playback, and general maintenance. After that, you have the boom operator. So this very important person on set. He is to assist the sound mixer to mic everyone up, to solve all kind of whatever sound issues, wind related issues, and he decides which microphone to use upon his own decision to the best of his decision. And then we have the sound mixer. There's a few names for it. So there's a production sound mixer. For a bigger set is a production sound mixer. But if you're doing documentary or smaller scale jobs that you do alone, so you call it we call it as a location sound recordist. So this is just one person that does the job of boom operator as well. I'll talk about the sound mixer. So the sound mixer is the leader of the sound department team, location sound department team. So his task is to record multi-track, to mix the talent in, to do wireless coordination. He have the final say on audio matters, decides how many tracks to use, how many mics to use, whatever kind of different techniques to employ, and yeah, finally to create sound report. The 3 I mentioned earlier was for location sound. So in audio post, you have the sound designer. This is the person who create, manipulate sound for any particular project. You have the sound effects, the Foley guy. So this Foley is the person who records practical sound to put into the project, because sometimes, like when we shoot, we don't want footsteps, but when you do the audio post, you want the footsteps in. Otherwise, it's going to be too quiet. Yeah. So the Foley person will do it, and then of course, like stuff like if you punch a person, if you shoot a gun, it's not real on set, but you have to make it real on the final product. So the sound effects and the Foley guy will do it. Then you have the sound editor. This is the person who puts it all together before the final mix. And then of course the final mix is the process of mastering for any particular format requested for the specific project. So you have Dolby, you have all kinds of cinema format right now. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, you once told me you are not interested at all with post-production sound because you're going to listen to them all the time.
Yeah,
so is that what makes you into location sound production, production sound at the moment?
For me, I like shooting. I like doing location stuff because it's an adventure. You'll never know when you're gonna work tomorrow, you see. Because sure, they will tell you where, but then you go, then it's not whatever that you've imagined, and that kind of stuff lah. So for me, it's every day is a different office. I like that, and I love the fact that after the AD calls for a wrap, that's it. My book is closed. So yeah, I can go back and just shut down whatever stress I have on set and all that. Yeah. Sometimes it feels weird because sometimes you do a big job and you have so many people to assist you, but then tomorrow you're running with a bag because it's a solo job. So yeah, it's every day is a different adventure, and I really love that part of it. Post-production sound is the absolute opposite of that. So post-production, it's a repetitive thing, but to its credit, there are people who love it. So high respect to them. It's very good. I mean, it's whatever you prefer, lah, right? So, yeah, I respect them, but it's not for me. Yeah.
Welcome back on TVS Director's Cut with me, Chong, and my guest, Fauzan. Hey, Fauzan.
Out of so many projects that you work in, right? I believe there must be several projects which you find accomplishment and even rewarding to contribute to as location sound crew. Could you please take one or two examples from the film that you have worked on and then walk us through how did you prepare for those specific projects?
Normally for our pre-pro, for me, it's basically just a discussion with the director, with the whoever's running the project. So I need to get to know what kind of project are you hiring me for. So then I can plan my setup for it. I can plan my equipment for it. I can prime myself to be in it. Like if I know I'm gonna be doing a documentary, I need to be fit because you need to run, you need to hike in the jungle, right? Yeah. So first of all, I would establish the project that we are recording. I will try to understand what the director wants in terms of audio, or maybe the producer. Yeah. And then of course for big projects like films, we have the recce because the cinematographer needs to know the angle where the sun it comes up and comes down. So for sound, we need to know what are potential sound issues. So we would advise production manager, location manager that okay, maybe we need to close the road. Maybe we need to ask if there's a construction, if it's a smaller scale, then maybe we need to ask them to stop while we shoot, this sort of things. Yeah. So on the pre-pro side, this is what we do. We talk and we go to recce, and then of course the technical side of it is I need to find out what camera that we are going to use, how the post production wants their file management, how they want the mixing to be. So because usually for big international productions, there will be a production bible handout. This is to establish the style that they prefer because normally they are used to working with a standard format. So of course they want their raw materials, they want their raw files to be as per their standard. So when they do it, because some projects have a very fast turnaround, so when they have the files, they can work right away. For example, on Polis Evo, we deal with a lot of action sequence and tactical issue wardrobe. Police special force, they wear like whatever. They wear a lot of stuff, basically a lot of tactical stuff, and these kind of things are very noisy. Because it's an action movie, they need to move around, and yeah, me doing my job, I will always try to get it as best as I can. We will try to avoid doing dubbing and all that. So I have a discussion like, can I expose my mic? Because police, they have a lot of stuff, right? If I put my mic there, who would ask? The chance of someone spotting the mic would be like maybe 1 in a million. So yeah, and then for stuff like this, it's kind of accepted, I guess, because why not? They're cops, so maybe they have a special gadget, something. No, nobody would ask. Nobody would question this kind of thing. So I ask if I can expose my mic and all that lah. Yeah.
Honestly, I never noticed that on Polis Evo.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course, we don't make it obvious. We still hide it, but it's exposed but hidden lah. Yeah. So yeah, and then of course, for example, on Polis Evo, when I cannot put on their wardrobe, I put in their helmet because police have the helmet as well. So that is the best position for action sequence and all that lah. Yeah. So they can do anything, but the sound is the sound is still good. Yeah. We need to be creative. We need to deal with whatever that comes our way, and of course we try our best to solve it. So yeah, because the worst thing that would ruin my day is when production decide, oh, we'll dub this, because then why would you hire me? So I will feel very bad because I want to do my best. Yeah, when you hire someone, when you hire a professional, you want them to give your money worth, right? So yeah, the worst thing that could happen is when everyone say, oh, this is a dubbing, let's just dub this. So yeah, we'll try our best not to dub it.
As filmmakers who is about to start their career in film, would you have any advice, like what make a good audio person besides the point that you had just mentioned?
So I think I would explain that my job is to watch what's happening on the monitor and make decisions so that what I hear matches what I see. So my boom and utility technician will then execute those decisions. So yeah, of course, a good audio person would require the technical skill, the creative problem solving, and attentiveness to things that might not jump out on the outset but only show up once it is done. Because sometimes you don't know whatever things that might come up once the person actually acts it out. This is why I need my assistants on set, because I need to be truly focused on what's happening. All the while, of course, needing the microphones to be perfect from movement or wardrobe noise. So a good audio person needs to be a great problem solver. He needs to be attention to detail. He needs to have attention to detail, and of course, you have to be creative. You have to be creative. You are in a creative industry. You have to be creative. Just find a way to solve a problem. Yeah. So of course, apart from creative solution, you have the other people you have to deal with on set. So the first thing I will tell my team is, whenever you show up on set, you need to establish a relationship with 5 key people. I mean, five departments. So one of it is the production manager. Number 2 is location manager. Sometimes they are same person. You have your assistant director, of course. You have the production assistant, makeup artist, and wardrobe. So the production manager is the person who handles all production stuff on set and off set. So of course you need to work closely with the production manager to make sure that the generator is parked very very far from set. All the proper sound issues, like mostly generator sound lah. So and maybe like sometimes if you are shooting in a kampung setting, there are motorbikes, kapchai. So sometimes we need to ask the production assistant to help us close the road while we do a take, because of course we cannot close the road for long. So during take, we'll ask the production assistant to help us to block the road temporarily. Yeah. This includes the location manager also lah. So because the location manager handles location stuff. Makeup artists and wardrobe usually helps us out in miking and in hiding our mic packs. So yeah, and then normally because they are female, because they are usually female, or maybe the female talents are comfortable with them. So if they are not comfortable with us guys miking them up, so we'll ask the makeup artist or the wardrobe person to help us put the mic on the talent, and of course we'll guide them very well. So yeah, so we need to work very closely with these people, and of course obviously you need to make best friend with the assistant director, because the assistant director is the general on set, the command, the top command. Yeah, so of course you will always need to check what are we doing next and all that. Yeah, so stuff like that. So you really need to be good with your assistant director, and he or she would ask for quiet on set as well. Yeah, because otherwise we're gonna ask for another take, and nobody wants a second take if they can help it. So yeah, so a good AD will make sure that whatever I mentioned earlier, a good AD will make sure that it's enforced on set.
It's really about how you can work out with people on set and to ensure a proper shooting and also recording of sound. Hey, we are back from the break, and let's talk to Fauzan more about COVID-19 and how COVID-19 has affected film industry. How about if you were to tailor this advice for filmmakers in maybe Sarawak or Borneo? Would you have any other advice for suggestions for filmmakers in Borneo and Sarawak to maybe to work on certain audio projects?
Yeah. So of course you are based in Sarawak, right? It's a very biodiverse hotspot. You have your rainforest, you have your caves, wildlife sanctuaries, and natural park. My advice to Sarawak filmmakers is to capitalize on those. Get in on the ASMR video trend. And if I am a Sarawakian right now, I would just go out and capture all the natural sounds that you have in the jungle. And then of course you have the different tribes there. So all of these tribes, they have their own stories, their own songs, their own music, their own instrument. So it would be very, for me, I would try to go and document that as well as I can, because one day our children might not have it around. you know Technology might slowly um, phase out all the instrument, or someday maybe we don't have any more forests. So yeah, just try to document as much as I can, as much as you can, um, on what local content that you have, because local content is always good for preservation and history. Yeah, because one day we might not have it. So yeah.
In this line, I believe it's not easy to go out because of the COVID-19. So does
Yes.
filmmaking. I believe in COVID-19 situation, a lot of professions like yours have been affected, or not to
Yeah.
mention freelancing, right? So could you
Mm.
please also elaborate about how freelancing has been jeopardized, particularly in your professions, and any advice for any young filmmakers who is actually freelancing, probably to do some saving or have proper financial planning and things like that. Any advice for them?
Yeah, we've been hit very bad with COVID-19, because basically MKN doesn't allow any film to be shot during PKP. So yeah, we cannot work basically, and that has been a financial hit for most of us. Yeah, so of course freelancers got hit bad by this, because there's no basic salary, right? So I don't have any particular advice that I can give, rather than managing our finances very well, and of course try to find means to do something else. But then, because we cannot do filmmaking, there are new style of filmmaking, which is live streaming. So always, of course, explore other avenues. So I know a few of my friends who shifted to do live streaming. So yeah, even during pandemic, you if you're creative, you can find a work, you can make it happen, because the world is adapting to it. It's a it's a global problem. It's not just a Malaysia problem. So of course, yeah, yeah, you just need to be creative and think about all this lah. Yeah. And COVID-19, in terms of SOP, of course we have the standard SOP that we try to adhere on set. I mean, we adhere on set. Now MKN needs us to do nose swab before shoot. Yeah. And for us sound guys, we of course we clean our equipment after use, and we try to use the same set for a particular person. So we don't swap it around, so that yeah, they're not sharing the equipment lah. Yeah.
Through today's show, we hope that while people couldn't see audio person's problem, we hope they can hear and listen to audio person problem. And from here,
Yeah.
let's thanks Fauzan for sharing
Yes.
all these interesting and for me very informative and educational information with us. So thank you to Fauzan.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
Have a
So
nice
yeah.
day.
Yes. Thank you.
Cheers.
So thank you for watching. Wish to see you in the next show that we are going to bring you more content with more excitement. Thank you for watching and see you in the next episode.